Hi everyone! In this video we're going to talk about your most burning question, what is an information system? And how is computer information systems different from other similarly sounding disciplines like computer science? Okay, so let's start by talking about what systems are. A system is a combination of different things or components that work together to form a whole to achieve certain goals. You may remember from a biology class learning about the circulatory system, which includes different components like the heart and blood vessels that all work together to circulate blood throughout the body. So when we talk about information systems, what are the components that work together? There are 5 main components of information systems: people, processes, also called procedures, hardware, software, and data. And all 5 components work together to achieve goals. Now, we can simplify the definition of information systems by collapsing 3 of these components, hardware, software, and data, into a broader bucket called technology. So an information system is the combination of people, processes, and technology that work together to achieve goals. And when we think of business goals, you can probably think of many examples yourself, like profits, market share, satisfaction, whether it's customer satisfaction or employee satisfaction, and just so many more business goals. Before getting into an example of an information system, let's briefly cover each of these components. Let's start with people. These are the individuals who interact with information systems and are impacted by these systems. They can be end users, they can be designers, they can be developers, managers, consultants, employees, customers, or anyone who will be affected by the information system. Next, we have processes. These are simply the steps taken to achieve desired goals. We all engage in processes every single day, whether it's our process for starting our day or attending our classes. And when you engage in a shopping process, you take different steps or actions, from selecting certain items to buy to paying for those items. And the steps might look different depending on what you're purchasing or whether you're shopping online or in person. And in a business context, processes can be pretty complex, involving many different units or functional areas and many different stakeholders in the organization. Now we move on to the technology components, starting with hardware. This is simply the parts of the technology that you can physically touch. Your mobile phone, laptop, earbuds, smartwatches, so on. These are all examples of hardware. And you can break this down even further to the physical parts of these devices, such as memory cards or processors. Software. Okay, so these are the instructions that tell the hardware what to do. Hardware in and of itself can't do anything. Hardware needs software to give it instructions. Your mobile phone, for example, needs operating system software to be able to boot up and run apps on your phone. I won't necessarily say I saved the best for last, but data is pretty critical when understanding information systems. Data are simply raw facts and figures, but once we apply meaning to data, it becomes information. And information can help answer questions and support decision making. And part of the reason we learn some Excel in this class as well is just so you can also learn how to work with data in a spreadsheet to support decision making. I can't emphasize, how important this skill is. Even in the context of COVID-19, you often hear the news or other experts talk about the data being the most crucial input in their making decisions. Okay, so now that we've discussed these 5 components, let's take a quick look at an example of an information system. To keep it simple, we can just talk about Canvas. Canvas is a learning management system, or you might hear it be called an LMS for short. Okay, so start with people. There are people who use the system, like yourself and your instructors. There are people who designed and developed Canvas, the people who maintain and improve it by adding new features, the people who train others how to use it, and the list could go on and on. The processes involved in Canvas are many, but you engage in different processes in Canvas all the time as a college student, from completing assignments to taking quizzes, just to name a couple of them. The hardware needed for Canvas is anything that has a browser, like a laptop or a phone, a mobile phone that is, and the hardware needed for an internet connection. There are also the servers that manage the core software and data. The software would include a compatible browser, or some of you might also use the Canvas app. And finally, the data. There's quite a lot of data stored and created in Canvas, from student data to the content posted. As instructors, we can see data about when you last logged in, how long you've been logged in, which questions students struggled on when taking a quiz, and so much more. So all of these components work in tandem to achieve the very important goal of teaching and learning. So how is computer information systems different from other technically sounding majors or concentrations like computer science? Well, we talked about how information systems are comprised of people, processes, and technology that all work together to manage information to achieve goals. Many other concentrations with computer in their title, they tend to focus mostly on the technology. The reason we're in a business school is because we balance learning about technology with learning about the people and business processes that work synergistically with the technology to solve real-world problems and support strategic decision-making. And so the goal is to give you a holistic understanding and appreciation of information systems and understand its important impact in business and society.